Card King, here I come. Hello, sports fans, sports collectors, and all hobbyists. Welcome to the Card King Sports and Variety Show. I am your host, the Catman, Brian Cataquet, a.k.a. the Card King. We are live on ABC's KMET 1490 AM.com. Your number one spot right here for news and talk on the West Coast. I thank everyone for tuning in this morning. On the telephone line, I welcome to the program former catcher for the 1973 Houston Astros. I welcome in Otis Thornton. Otis, great to have you. Thanks for being on.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm just enjoy just being here.
Oh, my pleasure, man. So Otis, let's begin. Let's go back to Otis the youngster. All you ever wanted to do is play baseball, and that dream did come true, right?
Right, in a way, but baseball was my dream. Back when I was coming up as a youngster, I couldn't dream of being a policeman, a fireman, or drive the city bus. My uncle put a baseball glove in my hand at 9, and I started playing baseball. Then one night, me and my uncle were sitting down listening to a baseball. We didn't have TV. Listening to a baseball game on the radio, and I heard the announcer said, "Here's a black man playing baseball with white people." I said, "That's what I want to be. A professional baseball player," and that's what I thrived on.
And now, Otis, you were drafted and signed by the right out of high school. Is that correct? Right out of high school?
That's right. I played with and against ex-Negro League players from 14 to 19. And out of high school, that's when I signed up for baseball, and I thought I was going to follow my dream, but things didn't work out right.
Well, we just saw something interesting you told me a couple of days ago. You excelled in football and almost had an Alabama record, correct?
Yeah, that was in football. And when they drafted me, when they put me up into the Negro League Hall of Fame here in Birmingham, Dr. Bell said that if I'd have gained the 57 yards, I'd have been the first back. I thought I'd been the first back at my school. But he said that if I'd have got 57 yards, I'd have been the first back in Alabama, high school or college, to gain 1,000 yards.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So did you have any football scouts looking at you that you know of?
I had over 14 scholarships to go to college.
Oh, my gosh.
But not white college, black college. That I couldn't go to the University of Alabama back during that time because they wasn't integrated back during that time. And then the one Slam Bam Cunningham came down and ran over Bear. Bear said, "Where you get him from? Go get me one." And that's when blacks started going to Alabama, playing sports. They had a big demonstration down there to stop the girl from coming in, to the University of Alabama. But they let her in. Once they let her in, then they started bringing blacks in to play football.
I just want to mention, let everyone know we're talking with Otis Thornton from the 1973 Houston Astros. And now, Otis, how did the Astros hear about you?
Well, just playing against ex-Negro League players around here, that companies around here sponsored baseball for blacks, and they worked there. They didn't make the Negro League, that they sponsored blacks when they come out of baseball to work there. Like the steel plant, the company I worked with was Stockholm Vase and Fitting, and a bunch more other companies around here sponsored black baseball. And I played with them, ex-Negro League players. I even played with Birmingham Sam. Birmingham Sam, play with him. And then when come around, I don't know how they come to me to draft me. I don't know how. But somebody saw me, and somebody talked about me. And went off in the Houston organization for 9 years. 9 years. And I heard on TV the other day when they were playing the playoffs in baseball, I heard a couple of guys that had played 9 to 10 years in the minor league before they came to the major league. I know one of them was a pitcher. Mm-hmm.
And Birmingham has so much rich history in baseball, African American baseball. Willie Mays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your name is part of that list. So it has such
Mm-hmm.
a culture of baseball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even when I was coming up, I come out of a family of 9 boys and 5 girls. And majority of those boys played baseball to try to get off into the Negro League. And I had one cousin, Art Simmons. He played with the Kansas City Monarchs.
Wow.
I don't know how many years he played, but he played with the Kansas City Monarchs. And he came down one time, and pitched, for my uncle's team. I had a baseball field, and my mother died when I was 8. My aunt took me and my brother in along with her 5. And across the highway there was a baseball field there, but that's where the whites played at. Blacks couldn't play there. And so my uncle got the mind to build us a doggone baseball field through the woods. And that's when my cousin Art Simmons came down and pitched a game for my uncle.
And now, Otis, when the Astros signed you, what was the process? Did they come to your house? Did you have to, explain to me the process?
They came to the house. I think what was Houston manager name back during that time?
Leo DeRocha.
Leo DeRocha's brother came to the house and knocked on the door and wanted to sign me to play with the Houston Astros. My aunts and uncles didn't know nothing about negotiating contracts. We had a bargain chip with the 14 scholarship to black colleges, because I had signed up to go to Alabama State, and I signed to go there, but I didn't want to play football. I wanted to play baseball, and gave me a little car. Didn't sell for that much money. $500 a plane ticket, a catcher's mitt, a pair of spikes, and back then to that time, Major League wasn't even making $100,000. Now look at him now.
I know. It's crazy, man.
It's right.
And that's why I love talking to to the vintage baseball, old timers, because you guys played the game. I mean, you guys were hustlers. I mean, you guys earned your money, no question.
After the baseball season over, I had to find a job somewhere. I worked construction work, brick yards, in warehouses, everywhere, just to get a job. I had to work during the off season. And then work on the job about 4 or 5 months. Then I used to go to spring training with the Major League club, and I wasn't on the Major League roster. Every year, from 66 up until 75, every year I was going to the Major League camp and never played in an exhibition game. I played in practice game and all that. So they tried to make a pitch out of me my first year. Raised in Florida. Tried to make a pitch out of me. And I don't know what happened, but then it always put me back, bagging up.
So it was 1965. You were selected 68th round, I think 817th overall pick by the Astros. Now, your first debut in minor league baseball, that was in '65 with the Florida Rookie League, right?
Raised in Florida.
And that team finished in first place.
Huh?
That team finished in first place under manager Joe Frazier.
But they tried to make a pitch out of me. I mean, if you look on one baseball card that I got in that first year, you don't see no batting average. They tried to make a picture. They just wouldn't let me play. No, that first year, because I thought that they were going to release me. Then after my second or third year, I come home and I talk to my uncle. James Simmons. And I told him I was going to quit. He said, why? I said, they're not playing me. He said, son, he said, they paying you? I said, yeah. He said, don't you quit. As long as they pay you, sit your butt on the bench. You said, wouldn't sit on the bench. Don't you leave. Let them get rid of you. And that's what kept me around for 9 years.
Yeah, you were around almost a decade in professional baseball.
That's right. But in that little time, I only went to the major league one time, and that was about 14 days. That 14 days, in 73, I was in Denver, and Johnny Evers had got hurt, and they brought me up because they were going on a 14-day road trip. 14-day road trip. I met him in Atlanta. We went from Atlanta to Montreal, New York, Philly, back to Houston. Got back to Houston. They sent me back to the minor league. I didn't play in just 2 innings or 3 innings in Montreal.
And
I thought that I was going to catch the second game, but it didn't work out. Just in the bullpen, warming up pitches.
But Otis, just to remind our audience here, that game, your major league debut, which was July 6, 73, Astros against the Montreal Expos. I mean, that game put your name in the record books. Explain why.
I'm the only player to play Major League ball, and I ain't never played a Major League game in the United States. I played in Dominican against Ron C., and then I played in Montreal.
So that debut, did you know that you would be in the record books after that game was over?
No. I never thought I'd be talking with you today.
So let me just remind everyone your accomplishment. You are considered the first Major League Baseball player in the history of the game whose entire Major League career took place outside the United States.
That's right.
And that was because the Astros played Montreal, which everyone knows, in Canada.
That was a double hitter. And I thought I was going to catch a second game. I had to call a game, a Major League game in the United States. I wasn't nothing to play with behind that plate. I was throwing folks out left and right going to second. In Oklahoma City one year, used to have a guy by the name of Stag Lee. He used to walk around the stand and holler, shotgun, shoot him before he run. And one day I told Mayberry, I said, you got a man on first and second, all the bases loaded, less than 1 out. I say, how can you get to a point to where you can get back to first base before that runner do? I said, if you do, just pick up some dirt, call my name, pick some dirt and toss it at me. Then I go and talk with the pitcher. I say, hey, me and you. When I was catching, I was watch each batter once they come in, come up the bat, how he stand in the batter's box. If he up the front of the batter's box, he's looking for a doggone curveball. If he's in the back of the batter's box, he's looking for a fastball. And the next step I go to is when you take the practice swing, is see how far he's missing the outside part of the plate. If it's over the plate, then I go inside. I moved around back there. I didn't sit just in one spot. I moved around back there. And the ones I got attention to the pitcher, and maybe I eased to the outside. It was most of them just about like a pitch out. That's what it was. And we got it.
Well, that was your technique. That was really like your technique, which you really expressed out there, right? When you caught, you moved around a lot.
That's right. I used to go to the ballpark and go look at the lineup and know that I'm not playing. So I stopped going look at the lineup. I mean, the lineup. And one day Mayberry came to Otis. He said, yeah. I said, yeah. He said, you in there? I said, what? He said, you in there? And I went there, looked at the dog, I'm in there. Mayberry's an Otis. They got a youngster over there, man, that can fly. That can fly. I said, John, I said, shoot him to me. He come out the clubhouse. He didn't have one bat on his shoulder. He had two bats on his shoulder. He's Otis. That's him. Them two bats. John knew him. Him and John got around the batting cage there. Got to talking. I said, hey, I heard you stole a lot of bases. He said, man, I stole 30-something my first year, 25-something my second year, and 30-something my 15-something my third year. I said, oh, that's stealing. I said, police gonna catch you. I ain't worried about it. And I didn't know he was gonna be the doggone first man to lead off. And he led off at the second or third pitch. He got a base hit. I said, oh, I know he's going. I got the pitcher to us, hey, me and you now. And sit to the outside, and he took off. And I gunned him. And when he came back up to the plate, I said, hey, I ain't the police, but I am the sheriff. He took it and tapped me on the mat. Said, you teed me up to go. Next time he got on base, he stayed there.
Well, I'm just looking at the 73 roster. You had a few catchers besides yourself. I mean, there was Johnny Edwards, Skip Jutsi, right? Jutsi.
Mm-hmm.
Otis Thornton. I'm looking at the lineup. Larry Howard. So you had like three other catchers in that team, the 73 Astros.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I never caught them exhibition games. I forgot all about Larry Howard. I forgot all about him.
Larry Howard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everywhere I went, I backed up. I was just as good or better than the ones that were starting. But pitchers come to let Otis catch me. And say, I can't. He's quiet. He's got Houston want him to catch. Want him to catch. So one pitch by the name of Buddy Harris, he kept on complaining, let Otis catch me. And once they sent J.R. Richard down, and they put me back there. I never saw myself on tape. And they sent J.R. down, and I was a catcher. I believe that was Wide World Sports. I think it was the one they sent him down. And I caught that game.
Yeah, and you mentioned J.R. Richard. He was on that team. I mean, what a pitcher, man! This guy could throw.
Shoot, J.R. would throw them with 95 or more. Then they clocked me one time. I don't know where it come from. They clocked me one time, throwing the second at 92 miles an hour.
Is that right?
And that's when I was throwing folks out. Getting rid of the ball. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, Otis, what about your other teammates? I mean, on that 73 Astros, you had Mike Easler, some names, well-known names, J.R. Richard, Mike Easler, Cesar Cedeno, Tommy Agee was on that team from the 69 Mets.
Don't leave my brother Don Wilson out.
Oh, yeah, Don Wilson. So how did you get along with all these teammates? You get along with everyone?
I got along with everybody. Folks, they wanted me to catch, but Houston wanted somebody else to catch. Don Wilson told me, he said, Otis, don't worry about nothing, man. So you gonna be a sleeper. No, Don Wilson told me. Me and Don used to talk a lot together. He said, you gonna be a sleeper. I never woke up. No, they never let me just go and start there in the major league.
How about your thoughts on Leo DeRocha?
We didn't talk that much.
No?
No, we didn't talk that much. He tell me, going down the bullpen, that was it. And that's like I said, The bullpen, that's where I learned a lot of pitches. Knew what they can get over, knew what they couldn't get over. You know, because I was like a fastball slider catcher. It all depends on what position they in when they come to that bat. I just watch the bat.
Wow. So playing in the Astrodome, how was that exciting for you? I mean, you know, that must have been.
I didn't play in that. I didn't play in the Astrodome. Like I said, I joined them in Atlanta.
Right.
With Atlanta to Montreal to New York to Philly back to Houston, and then from Houston they sent me that night. They sent me right back to the minor league.
Right, but you never had any scrimmage games in the Astrodome or nothing like that.
No, I never even got on the field in the Astrodome. No, to come to the ballpark, getting ready to go to the bullpen. They told me, called me in the office. They called me in the office, so we sent me back to the minor leagues. And that's where I went.
Wow. So when baseball was over, what did you do?
I had to go find me something to do. Like I said, I worked on all kinds of jobs. Construction, loading, unloading boxcars, and in the warehouses, and all that there, And that's what I've been doing from the time I come out of baseball up until now.
Have you kept in touch with any of your former teammates? Do you still follow the game?
I talked with Dolan Sack, Ray Bussey. I talked with Cliff Johnson, John Mayberry. I talked to quite a few of my new ball players.
And you still follow the game?
Oh yeah, shoot, I don't see too good, but at one time when I first come out of baseball, I said I'd never pick up another baseball again because I was mad. I didn't want to watch more baseball. And for years I didn't watch baseball up until about 10 years ago. Then I started back watching. Even Fernando Tatis, I believe that's his son up there now.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him was on the team together. He's a daddy. I talked with Eddie Umbers a couple of times. But other than that, though, baby.
And what about also on your team? You had Bob Watson.
Bob Watson, yep.
I mean, what a player! I mean, what a hitter, man.
Mm-hmm.
That Astro teams have potential. That 73 Astro teams have potential to do better. I think they finished in 4th place.
When I look at back when they sent me to Columbus Astros in the minor league, first I started out in Volodum with a co-op club, Houston 75, and somebody else 75, somebody else another 5. I had the wildest pitching staff in the league. And I got them calmed down. They throw the ball, got me jumping all over back, but I take the ball and knock it back and throw it back at them. Oh, why you throw so high? You got me jumping around back here. And we started to win. We start to win. They stopped that Columbus club. They top prospect, 5 prospect. Buddy Harvey, Larry Durker, Larry Young. If you can pull up that 1970 Columbus Astros and see the pictures that they had. And when I was joining them in my May or June, they was in 4th place. Within a month's time, we was in 1st place and won the championship by 1 percentage point. I went on a 16-game hitting streak during that time. I had a youngster I was on deck one time, and the youngster said, I bet you a coke that you won't get a hit. I said, bet. And I got a hit. When I come back to the plate, I ain't seen him. I ain't got my coke yet. I ain't got my coat yet. He took off running. I went on a 16-game hitting streak from that point there. Come back with a championship club, went to spring training, gone down to bullpen, and wasn't even on the major league roster. You know, I played in just most against bullpen and no in practice game. That was it. Played I catch, first base and third base, and no in practice game.
Wow, so the 70 Columbus Astros, you had yourself, Bob Watkins, Glenn Clark, Don Bryant. These were Buddy Harris. These were players who made it to the major leagues on that squad. So you're right. So that's really what highlighted you and what enticed the Astros to go after you, to bring you up to this, right, to the club.
I just don't know. Every time some of the pitchers won't let Otis catch me. Say I can't do it. Why? Because Houston want him to catch. And one manager said, they said they branded me good fielder, but no hitting. And one manager said, how can he hit, but he don't play? So you got to have an awful long bat to swing from the bullpen to home plate. You know. So I just try not to let that bother me back during that time. The only thing I wanted to do was play and get to the major league. You get to the major league, you got to have. That's right.
And sure enough, you did it. But unfortunately, I have 10 seconds left. You know, it was an honor to speak to you. So thanks for coming on the program.
You just don't know how much this means to me.
No problem. I mean, you're welcome anytime.
This what I want to do for years, just to play baseball. I got there, but they wouldn't let me stay there.
And you made history. Let's remind everyone. We just spoke with Otis Thornton, catcher, 73 Astros, the first Major League Baseball player in history whose entire Major League career took place outside the United States. We just spoke to Otis Thornton. Otis, thanks so much for your time. We'll do it again.
All right, tell everybody I said hey, and I enjoyed this conversation because you had a little worried about all. I didn't get that much sleep last night, worried about this here.
Nah, you did good. You did good. We'll speak soon. Thank you so much.
All right, bud.
Take care.
Yeah.
Otis Thornton. Until next week, happy collecting to all.